Hello, welcome to the Lilac Tree Tarot and to a general reading for the sign of Aries. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're returning to the channel, welcome back. It's really good to have you here. We're going to do a general reading for Aries that should cover the entire month of August 2023. So we'll take a look at all the things that Spirit would like to share with us this month. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 3 oracle cards first for you, Aries. And we'll get a general overview of the energy surrounding you this month. Then we'll get specific. We'll draw some tarot cards, and then we'll briefly discuss the runes and the astrological dice that I threw for you. And then finally, we'll pull one oracle card, kind of like parting words of wisdom from Spirit, a message for us to keep in mind as we move through the month. Now, please feel free to use your own knowledge of the runes and of the astrological dice as we go through the reading. I like for my readings to resonate on multiple levels. So sometimes people find a little more insight or testimony when they look at the runes and the dice. So feel free to share any of the insights that you have in the comment box below. I know many of you are readers as well, and I would love to hear what's going on with you and what you got out of this reading. All right, let's get going. I've sanctified the room with water and fire, and I have cleared the energy with sage. So we're good. We're good to go. Let's go. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God, guardian angels, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Please give me clear and accurate messages for Aries. Please, clear and accurate messages for Aries. Okay, first card out we got for you is Dry Desert. One of the other signs also got Dry Desert. I don't remember which. You might want to check your rising and moon signs for additional insights. I find it interesting that the general energies that come out, are often, they're similar. You know, the same energies come out for multiple signs. And so that tells me that we all, it's not that surprising. We're all working through the same universal energies as they hit our planet, and we're also one with everything, with everyone and everything, and we have all of the astrological signs in our charts. So these messages just may resonate slightly differently, right, for everybody. And remember, always take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Might not be relevant to you at the time. But let's see what else we got here. Thank you, Spirit, God, guardian angels, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Please give me clear and accurate messages for Aries, please. Sacred. Look at that. You got sacred with the starfish there. And we were just talking about universal energies and how we are all one, and then we have this beautiful starfish within a circle, and it's a 5-pointed star, right? I won't get into the mysticism of all of that right now, but I'm pretty blown away by that. I think that's pretty cool. So you may have been going through a kind of a dry patch, or not a dry patch, I want to say, you know what, Aries? I don't believe it. I mean, I do believe it, but gee, it is amazing to me when this happens. So I tried to do your reading the other day, and I just wasn't happy with it. So I put it aside. I felt like the messages were all jumbled, not clear. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to put that aside, and I'm going to do another one in a couple days when the energies may have cleared out for me a little better. And I really think that you're the one that got Dry Desert a couple days ago, because I was likening it to the story of the Israelites leaving Egypt, being brought out of Egypt by Moses, and their trek to the Promised Land. And during that time, they spent 40 years in the desert. Why did they spend 40 years in the desert? Well, many believe it's because they needed to create a whole new generation of people that were not born into slavery, so that when they entered the Promised Land, they could enter as free spirits, unencumbered by the burdens of being slaves, so that they could enter with a new attitude. Never having lived as slaves, they entered the Promised Land as kings, right, so to speak. So I was saying that this, you may have felt recently that you've been in a period of reflection in that way, a complete transformation, connecting to the sacred. This is much stronger for me. I'm still getting that image, so I think that might be relevant for some of you. And then you also got the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So yeah, you've been moving from that new moon energy, right, into the full moon. You're gaining your momentum again. So I think that this dry desert has been reflective of a time when you were really getting in touch with yourself, man, as they used to say, as the old hippies said, really connecting to source, really listening to your higher self, raising your vibration, whatever terminology you want to use, whatever resonates with you. But I think you've been doing that. This is a month where you start to see the fruits of your spiritual labor, Aries. All right, let's see what tarot has to say for you. Please give me clear and accurate messages for tarot. Oh, and as I'm shuffling, let me take this opportunity to ask you to please hit that like button for me. It really does help me out. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. All of that really helps me out and helps me connect. All right, let's see. Thank you, Spirit. Please give me clear and accurate messages for Aries, please. Okay, we have the World. A successful completion of a cycle and a new start, a fresh new start. It's associated with the sign of Saturn. Saturn can be restrictive, like that dry desert, but restrictive in a way that is good for your soul. Good. It's a teacher. It's a teacher's kind of restrictions. You must follow the rules so that you can learn and that you can surpass the teacher. Followed by the Seven of Cups. So there's a little confusion around you, unsure of where to go, or maybe even addictions to things that are just not healthy, not good for you. The Knight of Swords coming in next in your advice position, and then you end with the Empress. Really beautiful energy here for you. Let me move this over to the side so we have enough room. And you can see these cards clearly. All right, so the World really talking about the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new, and lots of transition happening now for all of the signs, right? That Seven of Cups, let's pull some more clarifiers. Seven of Cups could be talking about lots of options ahead of you now, lots of decisions to be made. It can also be talking about confusion. You're just not sure which direction to go. You're not sure what decision to make. We'll pull some clarifiers and see what that's referring to. Your advice there is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords in this deck here is the King of Swords in traditional Rider-Waite-Smith type decks. As you can see here, those are wings on the back of the figure riding the horse. He's got the two swords in his hand, and then those are wings, almost like helicopter wings. And helicopters, I'm finding this relevant for some reason, helicopters are the only, other than drones, which are different, but helicopters are the only kind of aircraft that can hover in place, that can actually just like lift off and go vertically. Most airplanes, well, not most, but all airplanes kind of have to have this like gradual takeoff, but helicopters can go just up and down, and that's unique. So what that speaks to me of is the ability to really quickly use your analytical insight, use your logic to assess a situation, to get above the pettiness and above the ground level minutia and rise above and see the big picture. So I think that's what you're being told here, Aries, is it's going to be important for you this month to rise above and to kind of see the big picture. And then you end the month with the Empress. That's really, receptive energy there, abundant energy, allowing the universe to bring you the messages, to bring you the gifts, to bring you the abundance. It's all coming in. It's really positive indication of growth and fertility. And all right, I'm gonna have to mention the runes now. So one of the runes that I drew for you is the rune of Ingwaz right here, and this is a rune of fertility. It's a seed. It's connected to the rune of creativity, but this is a rune of relationships right here, relationships and family. And then at the bottom you have a rune of protection. This is protection and self-defense. So I'm going to say it now so I don't forget it later. For some of you, if you could be in a fertile period of time as well. So if you are not trying to conceive, You might want to protect yourself and make sure that you are taking all precautions not to conceive. But for others of you, you may, you know, that may be your goal. You may want to, and if so, this is a time when the energies are really conducive and helpful for you, I would think, to conceive. All right, thank you, Spirit. Let's see what else Spirit would like to share. Please give me clear and accurate messages for Aries, please. Okay, we have the Three of Swords, the Seven of Discs, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Wands. All right. Okay, so the Three of Swords talking about some kind of external situation, something that hurt your feelings, some kind of ouchie that happened. Three of Swords are never that awful. It's a pain. It's like a bee sting. It hurts, and then it could hurt for a few days, but it goes away. Sometimes, though, the Three of Swords talks about an inability to make a decision and the resulting heartache that comes from not being able to make a decision. And with the Seven of Cups here, I see that kind of, you know, hesitation. And that hesitation can be symbolized by the Three of Swords as well. And you've got all of these here together. You've got the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Discs under the Seven of Cups. So more of a pause period, more of a decision being made here. And you can see here with the Seven of Discs, that's the farmer looking at his crops and trying to decide what to do, how to adjust his crops or his strategy so that he yields the most produce at the end of the season, so that he is abundant like the Empress. So I see you being able to really hone in and figure out what it is that you need to do to become the Empress by the end of the month, to make that decision. And I really see that, especially because you have here the Six of Cups and the Two of Wands. You end with the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands can refer to a decision being made that allows you to move forward with such strength of purpose that you feel like you're holding the world in your hands, right? You can see it all. You can see the direction you want to go in, and you have the confidence and the will and the energy, and you move forward. The Six of Cups can talk about mentorship sometimes, traditional values being handed down from generation to generation. So I'm feeling that for some of you, Aries, it may be very wise for you, especially since we have the King of Swords and the Six of Cups underneath the King of Swords. It may be wise for you to reach out to an elder in your family, or somebody in your family that you consider very knowledgeable about the subject that you're confused about, or just somebody that you trust, especially with the family rune that we got and the relationships rune. I feel like family, traditional values, those things may be very beneficial to you this month, Aries. Okay? So I told you about the runes. Let me tell you a little bit about the astrological dice that I threw for you. We've got here Uranus in Gemini, or Uranus and Gemini. I'm not going to necessarily at this point say that it's Uranus and Gemini, but we'll just talk about the energies and the seventh house. So the seventh house is a house of partnerships. Gemini is the sign of the twins. Gemini talk about, you know, which way do I go? The twins that argue with each other, the right hand that argues with the left hand. And so again, harking back to that decision and the need to make a decision and to get clear so that you could move forward. Again, you may need to consult not just with family, but with your own inner guidance, your own intuition, and consult with yourself and with spirit to see what is the best direction for you to move forward in. But you got the seventh house there, and seventh house talks about partnerships, relationships, usually marriage relationships, usually, right? And that's how most people look at the seventh house, is the house of marriage. But it could be partnerships and just how you relate to people outside of yourself. So it could also be referring to family situation, but usually relationships. So again, I'm being drawn to that. That fertility. So So let me just quickly pull some more tarot and see if there's any other messages. I usually just pull 3 rows, but I feel like we're good there, so but I'm still going to do it. Ace of Wands, there's that new beginning. I love it. The Princess of Swords, there's that clarity coming in and cutting through the BS. The World, again, making a double entrance, and the Ace of Swords. So just more testimony, more confirmation that what we have here on the table is what we were saying, you know, especially that World going into the 7 of Pentacles to the World again, ending with this real clear decision with the 2 of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Whatever this is, whatever direction you decide to move in, whatever you decide to do by the end of the month, it's going to bring in a lot of abundance for you. It's going to be the way to go. All right, Aries, let's pull one final oracle card for you. I'm going to pull you an oracle card from the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. These will be like final words of wisdom from Spirit. And let's see what Spirit would like to leave us with as you go through the month, Aries. This is really good energy. I'm liking this. I feel that clarity coming in, and with that clarity, you're going to be able to gain momentum and move forward. Get out of that desert. You're at the promised land. I love it. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Please give me a clear and accurate message for Aries, please. Contemplation. Look at that. I love that. All right. I'm going to get the book, and I'm going to read to you from the text of the book because I think it's very insightful and well written. And as you meditate on this card, I will read to you. All right. Enjoy your own company. This is a wonderful time for you to reorganize and consider the things you enjoy most in life. Make a point of spending a little time allowing your mind to wander away from the everyday concerns that occupy your time. Give yourself an opportunity to be inspired. Ruminate on your inner voice and listen to your own counsel. All right, well, there you go. Take your own counsel seriously this month as well. Own it, you know? Own it, Aries. You got all you need. You know your stuff. All right, I hope you found this helpful and insightful and just fun, just plain fun. If you did, if you could hit that like button for me, I would really appreciate it. It would really help me out. And, you know, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. All right, Aries, have a great month. I'll catch you next time. Bye.